Thank you very much, Ted. Yes, time to get straight into the action here of this game 2 between 1W and Cloud9, and exciting stuff to be happening here. We're getting the Invoker, but not a mid-Invoker, a position 1 Watson Invoker. So what are we expected to see from this, and why do you think they went with it this game?
I think they just wanted to have this like ranged hero versus that Sanking in the lane, and also no one wanted to just have this bullying hero, as we saw him bully Chira Jr. pretty much the entirety of that last game. This could be another one of those scenarios with this Monkey King. Let's see how he can do. And yeah, let's see what the build's gonna be. I've seen like these Gleipnir invokers and stuff like that, so I assume it could be something down the lines like that. And he's got his Exort, so I know that T was saying, or sorry, I don't know, T of Mira, one of them was saying either way, the Exort potential in this game, there is setup for these side lanes.
There is.
As a mid laner, I think going Exort is very, very risky, but in this safe lane, I don't know the potential of it. It looks interesting if you get some Sunstrike kills on the side.
Oh, let's see. And overall, last game, of course, was a tough one for 1W. What strengths do you think they do have to look towards this game with their drafting question? Is there anything you like going from them in particular?
I think they just got more normal heroes. You know, they didn't go for the super risky Gyrocopter, which I was very worried about because I'm not sure how good of a hero it is. This draft just looks better overall with the meta, you know, the meta that they have in particular. Sanking is good, builds the auras. I think Cloud overall, he's going to be a lot more comfortable on this than that Doom. We heard T saying it. This is more along his play style than that farming style. Sunstrike.
That's a good hit. Man, with the cold snap and a few right clicks.
They got him. The blood grenade.
Oh, they do indeed. Ticks down there to the damage from Fishman. It's first blood for Cloud9.
This is, honestly, this is super cool. This is one of the cooler switch-ups I've seen, I think, so far this tournament, after we just saw C9 do the switch-up, at least of the lanes in that last game, because now, effectively, these two lanes are going to be very one-sided, right? Or effectively pretty one-sided, because you have this double range for Sanking that's going to be really hard for you to take advantage of, and Monkey King, it's a really hard matchup for Pango. You can't really do much of anything.
Yeah, we're seeing it here. 11 and 8 against the 7 and 0. Heavy amount of denies for no one, and a lane that's only going to continue to go in the favor of the Monkey King, you'd imagine, as the levels come in. Much easier for no one to just stand his ground with the Jingu Mastery leveled up.
And the panel was even asking, they were like, oh, we want to see this Monkey King, but they were expecting it mid. The thing about this Monkey, now that it is mid instead of that safe lane, he's going to get these levels, this snowball, so much faster. He's going to be able to move faster, shut down the Alchemist, which, now that we can talk about it, that Alchemist lane is supposed to be that very good lane for 1W, but look what's going on right now. It's 7 denies on the Enigma. So they're getting quite a bit out of this lane up here with Katomi to shut down this Alchemist, at least from getting that kind of snowball farm that he wants, ideally versus an Enigma. Very good start, at least in these first 3 minutes here, for the side of Cloud9.
Oh, I feel better.
I mean, very cool. These Monkey King denies. I mean, we're just going to have to keep track of how many he does have over this Pangolier, because it's going to start to get pretty much like over 1 level advantages early on.
Yeah, that's rough. It's rough stuff on the last hits right now in just these first 3 minutes. And Cloud9, I mean, they've had a great start to the tournament so far, and today in this series, it really is just continuing. And this team definitely going to be one to watch as things continue.
And the fear really is also for Chira is, yes, he's losing the mid lane, but also if he gets too low, a Sunstrike comes in. It could be...
Yeah, boundless, Sunstrike, bam. I mean, we've got 2 points in the boundless. The setup is going to be there.
And if you die in this matchup like that, the game could effectively just like be over. You're giving the XP to the Invoker, you're going to be shut down in mid, and you're pretty important in this game as this Pangolier to probably fix these lanes that potentially could get even more and more difficult. So, yeah, Chira has to be super careful.
Yeah. So you're pretty sure you reckon for the Invoker safe lane, it's going to be what, Arcanes into the Maelstrom, or did you just still go for like the Witchblade instead and try and go for fights, go for kills, or do you want to have that farming mechanic?
I saw mostly just the Gleipnirs when I'd seen people playing it from like the mid and testing out these right-click builds, so I imagine it's just going to be Arcane Gleipnir.
So far, easy lane here for Watson, 19 and 8.
And the Sunstrike damage just continues to go up, so now it's 250, so I'm always just trying to keep tabs of whenever these heroes do drop a little low, so if you can see that setup. Yeah, no one just making sure that Chira just can't step up. He's keeping the stacks up always here on the Jingus, and they're making sure that they can check these runes too. Katomi, of course, we saw him check the water rune. So on top of destroying the lane, they're also just checking the runes as well too, to make sure that this poor Pango can't get anything. Even Fishman now takes the bounty rune that's down bottom, so he can't even get a fill up. He can't lane. That was a rough series, it feels like, for Chira.
Yeah, and a very, very good one for no one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, who could blame Chira, really? You know, he's going head-to-head with no one who really is playing back at his prime in terms of the level of play we're seeing from him in the mid.
Cloud.
He's getting very low.
Survive for now.
Telekinesis onto Fishman. They'll drop down a blood grenade as well. Is it going to be quite enough? It doesn't look to be. Fishman will survive.
Almost a stick fade bolt potential if Swedenstrong was able to get the vision. Fishman trying to get the angle for a brain saps. Maybe the Enchantress is coming down, so they're looking to pressure.
They really want to get this kill.
Cloud's low, though. I don't know.
And Fishman, he's in a great position here. The other side of the tree's really avoiding anything. In fact, indeed, they turn over towards Cloud. Cloud comes in with the burst strike, but Cloud, he's going to be the first one to go down. Fishman, he's got the Nightmare at the ready to hold back Swedenstrong. No one's coming with a TP. Swedenstrong's trying to bring down Fishman. Will be able to find him, but no one. He's able to chase out Respect, make sure that Cloud9, they get the 2 kills.
He might go for Sweden, too.
He's definitely looking for it. Trying to jump across. We'll get the connection with the Boundless underneath the tower. He's diving in. The Jingu's built up. One more final slap to finish off the deal. It's a double kill for no one.
Beautiful rotation. And in the meantime, too, as he makes that move, you know, the move from the Enchantress obviously doesn't work out too great. They get 1 kill. Nyx goes mid, soaks the XP at the same time. So immediately just super efficient plays coming out from C9 that we saw them doing that last game as well. And such an early TP. You could see how ready no one was to get involved in Cloud.
I mean, he came back to the lane. I don't think he expected no one to still be around. Sunstrike connects. It's not enough to kill him. We'll get him very low. Fortunately for himself, he does have that salve at the ready, so he'll be able to stick around, but getting very close there to being taken out as soon as he returned.
These are early movements that are going on. Chira's trying to make a sneaky kind of move here with the Invis. Maybe steal a Wisdom Rune. This could be a recovery, perhaps, for him.
A bit of revenge for what was going down last game. See if they can get that before Fishman takes control. They have hit a scan, so they know that someone's around here, and yeah, they'll drop a sentry. Very heads up there from Cloud9, dropping the sentry after they hit the scan. They know that someone's hiding. They find him. They get the kill. They keep their wisdom, and Chira's game continues to get smashed.
Oh, they even tip him. Oh, Chira, I feel so bad. I mean, that was like probably the best attempted move that he could make, but yeah, they've got the sentry, they've got the stun, they've got all the connection. Watson just continues to get enabled here. The 3 lanes look great. Alchemist is farming, but it's not that type of like super farm that you would have maybe expected versus that Enigma. It's ahead of the other cores by like 600, 700, but they've done a good job of here.
So if they could bring in any follow-up to try and do anything about it. It's hard with Munkushi having the 6 of the Chemical Rage at the ready, so they won't be diving in for the Alchemist as of yet.
Unless they have the Monkey King, it's probably unlikely that they do end up going for the Alchemist, at least in these early moves. And pointing out small things, I know, and it's standard kind of builds for this Monkey King, but the Corrosion, it's going to be very effective this game versus that Alch, versus that Enchantress as well, too. And yeah, Chira Jr., you know, other things we do have to talk about is as mid-game is going to start hitting, Panel mentioned it, it's like this Pango pick, they did pick it into this Bane and everything too, so besides that Wukong that's coming out later on from that last pick, there's going to be difficulty for Chira to recover.
Fishman was able to find another, it takes out Respect. See if they can get Munkushi as well beyond the tower. He's out with the TP just in time before no one comes hunting for him.
Such quick movement. And Fishman just, he can do these type of solo plays when he's got the Invoker on his lineup, right? He can just go for these sleep solo plays. He finds somebody, a couple extra hits, Brain Sap, Sunstrike. Supports can die to this very easy. Ton of pressure that C9's able to apply just with like 1 or 2 heroes just roaming around the map. And now they have level 6 on Katomi too, so you never know if there's that extra +1 that Vendetta can come in as well. There can be a monkey on the trees too, so looking like they're going to start grouping up a little bit here. Start to get hopefully something for themselves.
Swinging down towards the bottom lane as no one starts to dive over towards Cloud.
Has he got finished up yet? Oh yeah, so it's just being super active.
I mean, Munkushi off the back of the smoke. They want to try and make a play for DM. And with the concoction, it's under the tier 1.
Under the tower.
They'll be able to reach him with the telekinesis in with the rolling thunder as well. They'll get him. DM is taken out. Does take the 4 of them. Same time, plays are being made on towards Cloud as well. Setups there, Boundless Strike comes in. Both teams lose their offlaners.
They have to commit a lot to kill DM, but probably likely at this point that they have to just use Rolling Thunder. I mean, Chira just feeling like he can't really go anywhere else. So a kill's decent for them there, but again, they lose Cloud, who's just having another tough time on the Sand King. Last time was the Doom, this time the SK. Put so much attention on just making sure that they dominate these lanes with these little switch-ups and stuff. It's really clever. As you said, you know, we haven't seen too many teams, I don't believe, do these type of switch-ups. We had it in the first game, and we even have it in the second one from C9, so.
Yeah, they're showing off their flexibility.
Oh, yeah.
And we heard the confidence from Astine as the coach, and we're seeing it from them in terms of their play. Cloud9, incredibly prepared and in shape here for the road to the International.
And it's very uncommon that, I mean, it's very uncommon you see a safe lane Invoker, right? But it's very uncommon you see, the Invoker overall in particular is a kind of a fragile hero when you go for Exort. He's able to play his lane and stay in his lane the entire time.
Yeah, they've not punished him.
They can't go for it. They tried once, but it ended up being disastrous. So Watson is getting away with playing a safe lane Invoker with not getting pressured, which is just...
Angela, because Chira was seeing sort of the options being flicked through in terms of what he wants to queue up next. He had sort of the Echo first, now he's just gone for the straight Blink Dagger rush. Do you think that's necessary this game?
I mean, honestly, I don't know how he can get into these fights otherwise, because the Fiend's Grip will just come. He has to be able to just get into the fight, ideally with the perfect position to stop getting grabbed or stop getting set up from like a Wukong's whenever that does get skilled up. But they maybe want to make a move. Can they catch Watson off guard? Fishman is immediately ready for the move.
We'll be able to get the Burrow Strike off. Do you think that's necessary this game?
I mean, honestly, I don't know how he can get into these fights otherwise, because the Fiend's Grip will just come. He has to be able to just get into the fight, ideally with the perfect position to stop getting grabbed or stop getting set up from like a Wukong's whenever that does get skilled up. But they maybe want to make a move. Can they catch Watson off guard? Fishman is immediately ready for the move.
We'll be able to get the Burrow Strike off. It's enough to keep them just far enough away. Rotation coming in for the rest of 1W.
Okay. So Chira can find something here. Tommy in the area.
They've got the grip. They find Respect off to the side underneath the ward.
Easy kill.
Nothing that the rest of 1W can do to help.
They try to, like, even like a small movement they try to make down toward the Invoker. It's red immediately there from that ward that they have, and no one. See Chira just looking to continue being very annoying. His timing's going to be good on his mail.
Yeah, because I imagine this is one of those games. It's the patch for it, right? Where if you're Cloud9, you're just rushing the full Gleipnir on both of your cores.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't see why not. Looks great in this game to be able to shut them down, and I mean they have such good starts, so you're able to get really good timings on it too for that extra setup. Katomi on the hunt. Chira again.
He's got to be so careful here. They will not be afraid of diving in under him, and
he's got sentries all over the place at the least.
Yeah,
so
should be safe enough, and a lot of backup around as well from 1W.
Decent steal here from Sweden Strong. It's one it's not like a flashy one, but these double Forge Spirits this early on is pretty relevant if he's able to actually get this extra connection onto some of these heroes. C9, they can try to pressure onto this tower here. They really want to just get Chira here. Katomi has to know the sentries down though. On the tower. That's dropping.
Yeah, very difficult for them to hold on to. They'll have to put the fortification. Blink Dagger is out for Chira Jr., so we'll have a way to get that jump initiation off with the Rolling Thunder.
Oh, it's such a risky build, right?
Like going all in.
He's going all in, exactly. It could flop on his face pretty hard here, but we'll have to see, because it feels like he's already sacked so much. He's just feeling like he has to do this to try to have his Alchemist have a better game, because he's just going to be moving around, setting up with Rolling Thunders.
No one. He's got his eyes on Respect. Respect, pretty speedy and pretty tricky to take down, so no one won't waste any more time with that. Meanwhile, down bottom, Cloud brings Fishman down low.
Another rotation coming in, no one.
Very hungry for action, just up and down the map. This Monkey King looking to fight at any availability.
I mean, if we get a moment, of course, during some downtime, I want to see some heat map.
This is a bit risky for no one. He's gone a little bit deep here. We'll get caught by the Burrow Strike, the Telekinesis, and the Concoction. This time, no one bites off a little bit more than he can chew. They'll take him down.
Jumping all over the place, bound to get caught. They were set up this time around. And they didn't have to commit too much, right? It wasn't epic, but at the least now they do still have Chira Jr. with his roll available if they want to try to pressure something here. Chira, careful.
Katsomi, trying with the Spike Carapace setup.
It's not enough. Oh, with the sleep maybe.
They do have a grip if they want to play with it, but with the presence of Respect, they know that they can't push on for more. 1W has the numbers, so Cloud9 back off.
All right, very nice though. Cloud now is able to recover his game just off of that kill almost completely here. He's going to be going down that Bloodstone route, it looks like, which hasn't been actually the most built item lately on the Sankings that I've seen. I've been seeing more of these aura routes early. So, guess not wanting to go for that. So that means, again, I said in the last game too when he was playing the Doom, he didn't have auras really. They had to have it from the other heroes. He's not going the aura route till later. So they're going to have to play versus the Enigma, who's going to have auras, and the Sanking who doesn't. Bit of an interesting approach. Makushi, Radiance is done, so he's... It's a little delayed, but not bad when he's got the Soul Ring and the Phase. Sometimes you do see that like that 12-minute mark, but 14:30 is not the worst.
I'll see what they can get with this. With this Blink Dagger on the Pango straight up first. As you say, they're all in on it. They have to keep looking for these smoke moves.
This is their tempo plays that kind of have to start hitting a little bit here. Otherwise, it does feel like C9 is going to be pretty happy with state of the game.
They're not finding them, though. Nobody's going to be down here from Cloud9. They know to stick away from this position. I said that Katomi is coming through the twin gate.
Hello.
So he'll come to check out what's up down here, but he is completely on his own. So unlikely to do anything or reveal himself. So 1W, they get the space to take the tier 1 tower.
He can scout when they split, though, so they have to be careful how they do split up on 1W, because they could get caught here.
On Cushy. So got a bit of time for the chemical rage. Have they got the burst to go through it? They have.
Neutral!
Oh, okay. Well, the neutral creep, he's there to help out as well with a bit of burst, and in fact gets the last bit of damage onto him. So no kill to be had, but still, at least from Cloud9's perspective, that's the Alchemist off the map for 30 seconds.
Those are big deals, though, when the neutrals end up getting your kills. It's like, oh, the one hit. But yeah, they get the Alchemist off the map there, so it slows down his momentum significantly for the Invoker to keep that farm catching up. Cloud again.
He's got the opening onto no one. No one's able to turn with the power strike. That put a stop to the channeling of the epicenter. Kato is over the back of his work. Gets the stun beautifully lined up in between the two of them, catching both of them. Cloud's gone. Respect heavily on the retreat. Kato, no one, and DM, they're ready to chase him down. Maleficent is there to Respect. He'll try and heal up for the damage, but Boundless is at the ready. A double kill for no one.
Oh, Sweetie Song's actually able to live. I thought he was dead too. He was slept. Fishman actually hesitated on the Fiend's Grip for a second. He's able to tree dance away. Either way, though, C9 they're reading the plays. They're outplaying, making these moves beautifully, kind of dancing around 1W's moves. Yeah, they don't get the Alchemist kill overall because of that, but they're set up beautifully right afterwards with that Nyx, with the Monkey King. Perfect series of chain stun to prevent that Epi from coming out.
Yeah, it really was. Just couldn't quite get it off. They didn't have enough lockdown to stop no one from getting that Boundless out.
Yeah, they just, it's the macro play overall. That's the thing I think I'm most impressed here so far. Besides, of course, individual play from C9. It's just the map movements, the map reading. Both games have been pretty phenomenal. Katomi's getting close to his Dagon too. The kill potential is going up and up when he's got these Sunstrikes. And now they've got that Gleipnir finished up on the Invoker already. He didn't get punished at all on this Invoker.
It's looking pretty good. I'm excited to see if some other teams start picking up the safe lane Invoker.
It can be very risky because you're super fragile, Owen. Like early game, you died if anybody gets on you. But so far, it's been beautiful. And
that sort of result of that bottom lane has just continued to cause suffering for Cloud. Again, getting hunted down.
Yeah, it's just really clever, right? They did not see this. There's no way you can see something like this coming when you have like Sanking, but yeah, very clever to put this double range versus it. Sanking, he just doesn't, effectively can't do anything throughout this early game. And now he's got Bloodstone, sure, but no auras, Owen.
You're not helping the team,
he's
right?
He's playing for himself, so this Alchemist who's got his Radiance and stuff like that isn't really enabled by him as well.
It just feels a little bit disjointed, right, in terms of the next time as well. He's got the Blink Dagger queued up. They've already got a Pango that's been forced to buy the Blink first. When are things going to really come together?
So Chira's playing off lane from the mid lane.
He basically
and Sanking's playing mid lane from the off lane. So I guess that's what they determined as the game is going on. So,
which is understandable, I guess, with how rough of a start Chira does have. But indeed, it definitely doesn't mean this is going to be an easy game for 1W. They're struggling right now.
And they're just getting hunted so much. As the panel was talking about, there's so much potential movement here from C9. Another Sunstrike.
It's not going to be enough. Just a bit of a tickle there for Monkush. She's able to continue to walk away.
It's so much like this is like invisible pressure. It's like people just are always terrified that someone is on top of them. Either a tree, a monkey in the trees, a Nyx on top of them, or a potential Sunstrike from a sneaky Bane that swings around. 4K lead on the team that's versus the Alchemist. C9 definitely feeling fantastic about this tempo. Got one.
He's got backup coming in.
W is here too.
They've got the numbers, 1W. This could be a decent fight if they can get a start.
They've got the ward on the side there, so C9 should see pretty much everybody coming in.
And if that's going to be the case, then it's unfortunately going to be wasted time here for the entirety of 1W.
They saw the Bane, they saw Fishman.
I mean, they really want at least something, and they will get it. They'll get Fishman. They needed that, as I said. They brought everyone, including the Alchemist, over for that play.
That's the Fishman classic, though. You rotated everybody to kill a 5 Bane. I think T was talking about a panel, too. It's like Fishman has a record of deaths in this tournament, but it's working beautifully.
Yeah, because their cores just don't really die. I mean, what's the sort of death situation on the cores? No deaths on Watson, just the one on no one, and just one on DM. Yeah. So something that we've been seeing pretty frequently from Cloud9 with their performances. They know how to keep their cores alive.
And there's this Dagon coming in with the... It's so much burst. Always have the follow-up.
Tough times ahead here for 1W. Yep. And yeah, Cloud9 excited to see what else they've kind of kept up their sleeves. You know, as we've heard, turn up to date, they're already starting to bring out stuff that we just weren't seeing from them in the groups. You know, they made the groups look pretty easy.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, you know, 5-1, going fantastically for them there. But clearly a team that has a lot of different ways to approach the game. And so far, they've all looked like pretty darn good ways to do it.
As the youngins would say, they're cooking.
They really are.
Quite a bit. And in a very clever kind of way, because as we said, you know, first time some of these heroes have come out, we saw the Winter Wyvern in the last one, and this one, I believe it's the first time a safe lane Invoker has also come out this tournament. Maybe I missed one, but I don't think I missed one. So yeah, they're showing that they're flexible. They're showing that it's, I mean, it's not even just about the heroes too. Like, it's just these movements that they've been able to make that's just beautiful. So 1W, it's been a very quiet one this game, similar to the last one. But an 8K lead versus an Alchemist lineup, you just don't see this happen too often.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was just interested actually looking at some of the Invoker stats across the high-level pubs. It's like, it's been like 3,700 games recently in the mid, only 50 games in the carry position, 47% win rate as well. So, you know, watching this at home, don't go rushing into a pub and picking it. This is a difficult thing to pull off, as easy as Watson may be making it look.
And I was just saying, you're incredibly fragile. He just hasn't had to show up. He's 0-0 and 10. He's literally just playing from distance, throwing Sunstrikes. Yes, in the laning phase, he got a little bit involved, but yeah, it was just Fishman being able to secure his lane for him. That's been beautiful so far. And Katomi's just, I feel like he's just vendetted the entire game, just scouting. What timing does 1W have here, since they're all smoked up? I mean, it's not really. I mean, it's okay, it's the BKB Alchemist timing, and they have a pipe, so those are the two timings that they're looking to fight around, but C9 is already here.
Yeah, looking as well, the only two carries that have been doing safe lane Invoker in their pubs have been Watson and Yatoro.
Oh, look at that. The ward on the high ground, they scout.
So what they get here, they got the Sunstrike down on the Sweden-Strom, it's not enough to kill him. And indeed, immediately dead on the Sand King. They're trying to go for Fishman. Fishman's surviving through this. The Black Hole's off from DM, he's caught the two cores. Chira Jr.'s gone, same to be said for Munkushi. I mean, they're just too far behind. They just don't have the damage. They do not have the survivability 1W as they get team wiped by Cloud9.
I don't think you could have asked for a more picture-perfect team fight coming out there. Insta-kill the Sand King, catch the Rubik, everything comes perfect, and then there's a Black Hole on the two cores, plus a Fiend's gonna follow up. It's beautiful. You really could not ask for more there from C9 as 1W. That felt like they're all in. Their last hurrah with the BKB, with the pipe, and they get absolutely nothing.
It's rough. Rougher than game one, this one so far. Sure 22 minutes in, 18-4, 12K lead. Cloud9, they're about to have an Aegis, and they're almost certainly about to be approaching the high ground of 1W.
How come more people aren't I gotta be honest, like, how come more people aren't picking the Bane and stuff too? I mean, Fishman, yes, he's a Bane specialist, but I feel like he's just getting every single one of his spells off.
See this start again. I mean, they try and go on Katsumi, but he's so quick with a Spike Carapace, that already causes issues, and at this point, with your offlaner dying as quickly as Cloud did, they just don't have the backup and DM. I mean, he's on his Enigma. He's always going to find these black holes, and an insane player on this hero. He just walks in and finds the two remaining cores that are alive, and I mean, pretty much before that point, the fight was over anyway, but at that point, it certainly was over. Tough one here indeed for 1W.
I think teams watching this, it's like, yeah, you can pick answers to Enigma, but this team knows how to play versus the answers. You know, DM, he didn't really falter top versus the Alchemist. Last game they did a bit of the switch up stuff with the lane, so it just feels like they have this understanding of how to play versus those counters. So I
think you may just have to ban it, right?
Perhaps.
Against
it's DM. Too good for him. They're too comfortable with it. It's a problem. And it's like, and we're talking about him. He's not even the one who's owning this whole game. That's the biggest.
No, he's chilling. He's doing what he usually does. You know, he's just doing the usual on his Enigma, which is fantastic, of course. But indeed, outside of that, no one. He's been the one running up and down the map. Watson, he's been hitting these Sunstrikes left, right, and center thanks to the support setups. And now they're up to the high ground.
Yep. I feel like Watson had it. He's gotten some great Sunstrikes, don't get me wrong, but I feel like in this series overall, like his support in the mid have just done so much for him. It's given him a lot of leeway to do what he wants.
Munkushi. The stun, but he's going to get caught by a stun himself. They're trying to burst through Watson. Can they get him? The ones they can, And turn over towards DM. They found a couple of them, and now with the Aegis, can Watson do anything on round 2? Munkushi's going to continue to chase down Fishman. Katomi turns back over with the stun, but it'll cost him his life as they've lost both the two of them. I mean, Watson, he's just going to bail out of the fight. They don't want to continue this. No one's going to jump out with the Agnum Sharp Boundless Strike. They'll chase on forward, though, and will bring him down as well.
Nice fight.
1W, they bring together a defense. They will manage to hold things off and push Cloud9 back, despite Cloud9 going in there with the Aegis.
Very nice fight. I mean, just taking advantage of the fact that these, the Black Hole in particular was still on cooldown. They have their pipe, their BKB, and they get this jump forward. He actually gets his spells off. Cloud was able to do something for the first time.
This was big stuff. First time saw this series really, where 1W have really been able to sort of throw a spanner in the works and just really mess with the progress that Cloud9 have been making in each of the games. I mean, where does this all go wrong for Cloud9?
He committed a bit deep there, and then they get this double stun and everything too, and they do not have that Black Hole at the ready just yet. Shira able to get the spell combination with Cloud, so just a bit of an overextension. I think Watson stepping up that far to try to go for the Rubik put them in a bit of a dangerous position. That was cool. At least we get to see them get their combos.
It's something. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yep, still at a massive deficit, but can crawl their way back in perhaps. This Alchemist now gets some good farm, and even the Pango and the Sand King now get something, because they pretty much have gotten nothing the entire game until that point.
Can they do it again, 1W? Shutting down a bit of the lead that Cloud9 have had, but
let's see.
Cloud9, even without the Aegis, I don't think they'll be too afraid of looking for a fight once more, especially with the fact that you mentioned that the Black Hole is back online. They'll get a quick catch on Respect in the river. One W, able to deal with the Aegis, but can they deal with the Black Hole threat?
As long as they can get Munkushi. If they can get Munkushi this next item, perhaps, then it's going to be a lot better, because then they can play around him and just, then he's like that hard carry that can be played around with these two kind of like sacrificial offlaners. Oh, Fishman.
He's got a little bit of a setup here for Chira Jr. I mean, a lot of bit of a setup. The Nightmare into the grip, into the damage from Watson. I'll catch the Pango.
And now no one, he's making the stray across. They know heroes are down here. Cloud.
Fine. Because she's able to jump in, but the BKB's out immediately for no one. They'll turn towards Cloud. Cloud's able to break away with the Burrow Strike, but the Boundless is there from no one. Closes in on the gap. Drops down the Wukongs. That's Cloud gone.
Losing those two cores that were just starting to get a bit of a recovery. Immediately swung back. C9. And they're still pressuring top. They actually have triple Fort Spirit as well that's being sent up there.
And 1W, they really do need the entire lineup alive to be able to stand a chance against Cloud9 in these fights. To try and replicate that successful defense they were able to pull off on that top lane.
And it's still not going to be very easy either, because now that Black Hole is at the ready. So even if they have absolutely everybody, C9 will be a bit more prepared for it. They don't have the BKB on the Monkey King though, so no one, that could be maybe a target that they can find if he doesn't respect their kind of chain stun and damage. But okay, another aura has now come out, so DM now he's got Crimson, so
I mean they're going for it. And
want to try
specifically for that timing. The problem is BKB will now be up on Watson. He's able to get his on the way out right now.
Can they catch him?
Unless if they can catch him before the courier makes the delivery, that'll be pretty huge. But he's sneaking around under the cover of the Ghost Walk.
Yeah, he's careful.
So very difficult to catch him.
They still got their work cut out from. They need some massive wombo combo. They need Cloud9 to kind of just like clump up and then to get these big burst combos as Watson steps up again.
Well, he is, but he does have the BKB on him now. Chira Jr. quickly out with the blink. The pressure continues on the top lane whilst this play is being made here by 1W.
The Eidolons are starting to come in. No one's starting to hit it too.
And they've got to do something about this. The range racks are gone. They'll be back in time to hold for the melee.
And now they're trapped in base again. Only poor Munkushi's getting that farm. How close to AC? 350. Closer toward that one item.
They did do a lot last fight.
Did. They were kind of handed the initiation in that one. Cheer up. Be careful.
They get the setup with the Boundless. He's going to need help. He's going to need it now. We'll get dragged out to the side here, but the Fiend's Grip comes out from Fishman. Jump forward from Munkushi. Straight over towards the Bane. They get the Burrow Strike full up onto the two of them, but no one past the BKB. He's on to Munkushi, forcing back the Alchemist. Shira comes in with the Rolling Thunder. The Black Hole is going to be used to lock down Cloud. They'll take the Sand King out. Boundless again for no one catches him. But indeed it's there. Swedish Trot's got locked up, but it's put to a stop. No one survives. He can continue to take down the kills one by one. A second to fall here on 1W. Can they deal with no one? They're trying to focus the Monkey King, but they've got the control for Munkushi. He's out, no buyback. Respect gets nuked down by Kataomi. 1W, they try their best. But at this point, it's not quite enough. They lose 4 of them.
Oh! Lights, okay. It really comes this fight in particular, yes, because they're so far ahead, but it really is the auras that mitigated so much of the damage, because they got good connection with most of their spells, but everyone's too tanky. They're crimsoned, they're piped, they're just tanking right through everything and just fighting right back. It's hard.
It's even with sort of the steals, as we saw, they're grabbing the black hole. It's not an easy game to do much with it. Of course, you look at Cloud9, pretty much everybody's got a way to quickly interrupt that. If you do manage to grab it, as Sweden strong on the Rubik.
Yeah, no one just. I mean, he literally just was able. I didn't get. I was trying to keep track of how many Jingu overall he was able to go through, but I think he went through like 2 full stacks because he's able to just stand through everything.
They couldn't kill him.
These auras. They told me.
The push is going to come in now. This time of 1W not having the full lineup alive. They can get
probably
at least 1 set, maybe 2. Yeah,
probably
could be the case here with the tier 3 in the mid going down.
They've got that alacrity on the Invoker. It does kill those buildings very quickly here.
Didn't quite finish with the melee racks up top. They'll head over there now. Eidolons and no one should be able to make relatively quick work for it. They are starting to respawn.
Still got 10 seconds till Alk. His BKB's not... it's going to be up pretty much.
All right, they've got the Fortify as well back up, so they won't lose the second melee as of yet. They'll hold on to that one.
But another huge item. Eye of Scotty now finished up on top of this Monkey King. This one does feel like that nail in the coffin versus that Alchemist. He's able to sustain throughout that last fight, but his damage wasn't there. Now the sustain perhaps isn't even going to be there for him.
Well, 2 of them here hopping around the tree line.
Hello.
Boundless isn't going to catch him. Sweet and strong. Being pretty elusive. And able to jump around just as well as no one was, so no one not able to catch.
And let's see where C9 looks to go. They're going to play it safe, perhaps just look for the Roche.
It could respawn soon, we'll see shortly.
And overall for 1W, it's... Whew, I'm not sure, because Alchemist's net worth, it stagnated so much. I think for the last 5 minutes he's had the same net worth. And his 2 we can say the 2 offlaners in particular, the Pango and the Sanking, because they kind of are offlaners. They just, after that last top fight, that was the only time that they had anything successful really go for them. In the series, really feels like. How close to this? Okay, he's pretty much got the Lotus, right? So that's going to at least be done. Some more protection to allow Chira to get some spells off and maybe actually be able to roll and not get just insta-fiends gripped and stuff like that. We'll have to see. But a very, very difficult game because now at this point, yes, maybe they can survive it, but I just don't know where the damage is coming from. Makushi, how can you bring down these 3 cores?
So if they're able to head out onto the map around this time of potential Roshan respawning, 1W, do they want to do something outside of a base defense?
C9 is very ready for the fight themselves. They've got the ward down.
Radiant are scanning.
Starting to close in on them. 1W may be forced to just let the Roche go, wait things out until Cloud9 come in with another Aegis push.
Yeah, it does feel very complicated to fight in that area if you're not already set up. Fishman's also about to have an Aghanims, by the way, so harder and harder for this Pango to really get a good roll off in particular. I mean, Fishman's already been able to get every single one of these grips. Get the D ward.
They're heading out. They're going to hear the Roche, but what can they do? Can they stop the TP from Fishman? They can't. He's gone.
That was a cool TP. I mean, he doesn't go join his team, but he didn't want to have that long TP to the outpost, so yeah, they're not there in time. That's a heads-up play, though. I mean, it's pretty bold of Fishman to just go up and D-ward that ward while his whole team is doing the rush, but he's able to sneak and get information for his team. And this time they prioritize having the Aegis up on this Monkey King. They give it a no-one.
Well, they did manage to deal with one Aegis push. This one...
They just haven't gained anything out of all this time. They gained a Lotus Orb on the Pango, in particular.
Sure. Yeah, it's just the overall gap in between the 2 teams is that much greater this time round.
I mean, Watson's farmed, I think, he bought that Witchblade, he's got hurt. He's got, 2 items afterwards, after the Alchemist has gained pretty much a 0. They all just keep scaling as 1W is kind of stagnated completely. And this Wukong just continues to get scarier and scarier too. As we said, the Scotty's done. He's going to be close to an Aghanims also for the potential just siege where he can sit on the high ground with those intervals coming in. I'm sure they're feeling very comfortable with just chilling. They don't need to like super force it. If they see a fight opportunity, they can take it. But they're effectively just free farming the whole map. They're committing in.
Gonna start things with the jump onto Fishman, see if they can quickly dispose of the Bane. Munkushi bringing in the damage, they can. That's Fishman gone.
Okay, I mean, Rolling Thunder plus a Chemical Rage, you kill the 5 position, but that's, as we said, that's been the nature of the games here versus C9. You catch the 5s, but can you turn it into anything else? As we see, the auras just continue to flurry out, of course, here for DM. Doesn't go, some of the games he does go BKB before going for Vlad's, but he's playing versus this Rubik, so he's just like, I'm just gonna full out go for these auras. Okay, one more item now picked up, Alchemist, a Maelstrom, I believe, if I saw that correctly. Which is not usually what you see on...
Yeah, he's just trying to get the Miona.
It's pretty much, I want to have as much, I need more damage, but this just feels kind of weird actually too, but no one.
He's going to set up the Wukongs to control the Wisdom Rune. He doesn't want them getting theirs, and now
oh my,
lane, they're able to just take out Munkushi.
Where'd he go?
He's not got buyback. That's the carry gone. Respect as well. They're without the carry here for 60 seconds. He's 1,500 gold short of a buyback, Fog.
I mean, he got one-shotted by Katomi.
He did. He was there and then he wasn't.
Like he got one-shotted by Katomi. It was like a 100 damage from somebody else, but Katomi killed him. 1900 HP Alchemist. Pretty squishy.
And now no one. He's in for more. Shira Jr.'s gone. He does have buyback. He'll be coming straight back into the action. The Cloud9, they're onto the barracks.
I don't even know who to give the MVP for me on the side of Cloud9, because Katomi played so well in this game in particular, but no one dominated. Katomi probably this game. He honestly was everywhere. I felt like 1W just couldn't really get out on the map because of how much like invisible pressure these supports were putting on them.
Cloud tries with the setup. The Spike Carapace was there in time. They turn with the burst. Down the strike here from Nolan as he jumps over towards the back line, so they'll get the grab on towards Cloud. The Black Hole's there from DM, locking down Respect. As Respect will be able to heal up, finally gets nuked down and finished off there by Kataomi. Do they have any sort of damage to take down any of these cores? They're trying for no one. A defensive nightmare comes out. No one's able to get the BKB. Boundless strike out onto the two of them. Munkushi will be back in action. Jumps in. He's been able to take down one. He's going to look towards no one.
He can't fight him.
Doesn't have the damage. Munkushi has to run back towards the fountain. They can't kill the cores.
It's crazy. The auras, the enfeebles, everything. Munkushi tickles.
And no one. He's going to start toying with them outside of the fountain. Drops the Wukong's command down. Munkushi jumps in, but immediately gets shredded by the damage output of Cloud9. GG is called. Cloud9, they'll take the series 2-0, knocking 1W down to the lower bracket. And Cloud9, they'll move over in the upper.
In a very convincing fashion. I mean, this game was